What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Circle G Reviews. Got my dad here with me. He's going to talk over some knives. And today we're going to talk about the Cold Steel Drop Forged Survivalist. So this is my dad's knife, and he really likes this knife. And I'm going to let him talk about it, give you all the specs. We'll compare it to some other knives for size comparison, blade comparison. But I'm going to let Dad take this one because he's used this knife. He's abused this knife, so he's got a pretty good take on it. So go ahead, Dad.
All right. Well, when I first saw this knife, of course, the first thing I thought was I can't live another minute without it, so I had to buy it, and I did right there on the spot. And I brought it home, and I said, well, doggone it, I'm left-handed. I need this thing to be working on the other side, and you can turn it around, unscrew it from this side, flip it around, put it on the other side, and you can do it right or left-handed. And I like that about these cold steel sheaths. It seems that every one I've encountered so far, you can flip them around.
Right.
And that's good, because I have knives that are made for right-handed people, and I'm a left-hander. So that is a problem. But this one here, Cold Steel seems to have solved that problem. And so I took this knife, and I proceeded to see just how good it was. And so I had about a 4-inch, almost 5-inch diameter tree growing up in the back part of my yard. So I decided to go out there and use it instead of my chainsaw, see what it would do. And it actually will chop pretty good. It's got a lot of weight to it. When you looking at the balance, it's just in front of the hilt right there, you see. But it feels in the hand, it feels weight forward.
Right.
Because you got a really thick blade. This thing is, you're going to tell me how thick it is? 6 millimeters of blade thickness, you can see right there. It's pretty hefty. And it made quick work of that tree. And so I was impressed with that. So yeah, this is my chopper.
Right, and I imagine
chop
with,
something,
with that forward weight, you know, that would help, especially in a chopping or an up to down motion, that kinetic energy.
And the other thing, this is a drop forge. It is one piece. The blade and the handle is all one piece.
Right.
Okay, and then it has these inserts. You can see this one here on this side and this side. And it's a little textured finish on it. Feels like my 1911 grips. Yeah, yeah, that's what it feels like. It feels pretty good. I mean, it's familiar.
Kind of like a Craton style grip.
And like a G10. I'm not sure what the handle is made of. Doesn't say on here. It's high carbon 52-100 steel on the blade. And that steel is all the handle too, the whole thing. So yeah, you don't have to worry about, well, you might break it in there. Whatever. Right. No, it's I don't think you're gonna wear this thing out. This thing will outlast me, I promise you that. I know it will. And of course it had a safety edge on it, and I put a really good sharp edge on it when I got it home. And yeah, it will cut. And I like it. I like it a lot. However,
Doug Marcado,
it is
will cut.
Yeah, it's 15.5 ounces. So yeah, it is. It's a bit hefty. Now, if you go with a bowie, like a bowie knife, and this blade is just about that long, but a bowie is going to be heavier than this.
Right.
Okay, so in that regard, you get almost the length of a bowie without as much weight.
Right, without the weight.
And so, yeah, I've always been a fan of buoys.
You probably get more if you were having to mallet the knife to chop on something.
Yeah, if you were batoning to split wood,
I would imagine
you can
that
do
this one would probably work better than, say, a buoy for that purpose.
I guarantee. 6 millimeters of thickness. You can whack the dickens out of this thing, and you ain't worried about it breaking. No, it's not going to break. You can get the job done, put it that way. And so, yeah, if you're going off in the wilderness, oh, yeah, this would be a good one to take with you. I wouldn't hesitate. be very comfortable knowing this blade will do what I need it to do.
Right.
You know, everything from bushcrafting, whittling if I need to, processing wood for firewood or whatever, and defending myself from that old grizzly bear that decides he wants a piece of me. Well, he's gonna have to fight for it.
Right.
You know. But
I'll tell you what, we see a grizzly bear here in Texas, and we've definitely gotten into a really bad situation.
oh, for sure, for sure. We're not in Kansas
We ain't in
anymore.
Kansas
Sure.
anymore. Yeah. So size comparison, we'll hold this one up to the Leatherneck SF and the Cold Steel SRK, just to show you.
You were talking about. Let me interrupt you for that. You were talking about what the other knife there, what it paid for. Now this one I bought a couple of years ago, and from a knife store here.
House of Blades in Fort Worth is where he bought
Metroplex.
this one.
House of Blades, yeah, and it was $81.
$81 after tax
$81.
for the
Not bad.
Drop Forge Survivalist. All right, so is cutting ourselves.
All right, you want to take it out? You want to check it out? Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna just hold them up to the camera so they can see. So here's the size comparison, and this is from the table up. Seems like they're, yeah. So the Drop Forge Survivalist looks like it's got a 5-inch handle.
Yeah. it's
The
same
hilt
size.
is a touch thicker than the SF, Leatherneck SF, and of course here's the SRK. I believe it has a 5-inch handle, but it doesn't have a double-sided hilt. But there's your size comparison there. If you was curious, if you're looking at fixed blade knives and not sure, you know, it's easy to look at numbers on a screen and be like, well, I, you know, really don't know. And you can even take out a tape measure and it still don't make sense until you're actually looking at them. But yeah, that's size comparison to two other cold steel knives. So would you recommend the Survivalist not only as a product itself, but specifically what type of applications, if someone is if they have a certain mindset of when it comes to a knife, what mindset would you say that would fulfill in a guy going to look for a knife?
Well, being that I've done a lot of hunting over the years, and I've been out in the woods alone for days on end, and I've seen critters out there that would eat you. If I'm going in the woods, I'm going to carry a knife, and it ain't going to be no pen knife,
Right.
you know, and carrying a axe, it's a little bit hefty.
Right.
I'm
Even
not
a-
going
even
in the
a
woods to
hatchet.
chop trees down. I'm going in the woods to hunt. I want something that, if I need to, I can defend my very life with it. Now, if I'm going up against other types of critters
Two-legged
that
critter.
that have less than 4 legs, I would say that yeah, if you know how to use a knife, this knife right here will get it done. It will get it done. Okay, now it's not designed as a fighting knife,
Right.
but it's a survivalist.
Right.
You go into a fight, what are you trying to do? You're trying to survive.
Right.
Okay, so this one here, you know, being that it is a one piece, even the handle is all part of the same metal. It's all one piece. Yeah, that right there. Yeah, you can do a lot. You can do a lot with
You
that.
hurt somebody with
Okay, and heck, for that matter, if you just wanted to slap them silly, you could just turn it sideways and slap them silly. You know,
It's pretty wide
You can
blade.
get it done,
Yeah.
and then after you slap them silly, you might get some souvenirs. You know,
Right.
we won't go into that,
Right.
but yeah,
I can tell you,
it'll
if-
work on it.
If now here in Texas, we can carry any size. We could carry a sword if we want to. Now, if you walk around carrying a sword, well,
You probably have to.
I'm going to
explain
avoid
the
you
police why.
anyways because you're either a wacko or you're a dude bad enough that I don't want to offend you anyways. But no, and he has worn this in Walmart before. But I'll tell you, you're wearing this, you're walking around wearing this in public. If you don't want people to mess with you, they'll leave you alone because they either think you're crazy or they don't want no part of the knife, one of the two, or both. So it is a big knife.
Well, as Jim Bowie, if he were here, would explain, when you carry a big knife and somebody wants to mess with you, they want to fight.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Most people see somebody carrying a big knife, they're like, I'm going to steer clear of this guy. I'm going to at least stay out of knife arm's length distance, okay? But the guy that wants to come at you and interfere with your business of the day, yeah, he's looking for a fight.
Right.
And old Jim, he didn't hesitate to give it to him.
Right.
So, if you're going to carry a big knife, you better be prepared to use it.
Prepared to use it.
Somebody might want to see about it.
Somebody might want that knife.
Well, they might want to see if you got any fight in you.
Right.
You know, or are you bluffing?
Right.
That's the point.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
anyway.
Well, anyways, guys, thanks for watching. We're going to cover some more knives here in a couple of weeks. And as always, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Let's get this channel up in subscriptions and get a little more exposure so we can do more gear reviews and we can do other things, cover other things. But anyways, guys, as always, may Yehovah bless you and keep you. May he make his face to shine upon you and give you peace. Shalom.